Couples who fight a lot really love each other. If you're one of those people who try to avoid arguments at all costs, here's some food for thought just for you. As it turns out, couples who argue are more likely to stay together. Before you find out how on earth fighting can be good for your relationship, click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to join the bright side. 9. Arguing is a sign of a mature relationship. Constant conflict avoidance is definitely not the best way to build a long-lasting relationship. On the contrary, if you're able to speak your mind clearly when arguing, it means that you're ready to take your love to the next level. Dr. Stephen Stosny, a psychologist and expert in relationship problems, explains it as toddlers versus adult love. You see, adults find it more important to be protective rather than protected, and they respect other people's right to have their own interests, tastes, and vulnerabilities. Mature people don't resort to personal attacks, temper tantrums, or bottling it up. They instead always try to reach a compromise and improve their relationship with the help of a healthy argument. 8. Fighting means you care. Of course, it would be much easier to just turn a blind eye to some of your partner's habits that drive you crazy. But the fact that you're ready to withstand all the pain and discomfort of fighting to get a better result in the future can be a sign of your true love. In other words, arguing means that you're more committed. Think about it. How often do you fight with your parents or your siblings? The same goes for your partner. If you argue a lot and always get over it, this means that you see the bigger picture with your loved one. According to Dr. Shauna Springer, a licensed psychologist and relationship and lifestyle researcher, conflicts help you understand each other's point of view, manage negative emotions, and make your bond stronger as you work at post-conflict peace together. 7. Fighting makes communication easier. In order to create trust in your relationship, you shouldn't keep quiet. In fact, you have to approach your partner with an open mind, take responsibility for your actions, and listen to each other carefully. Dr. John Gottman, who's famous for his work on marital stability and divorce predictions, says that arguing is one of the major forms of communication and the most honest one. It really helps accelerate the feelings of intimacy, trust, and connection. It also teaches your partner how to communicate with you in a more effective way. 6. Arguing is a sign of a healthy relationship. Psychologists explain that there are 7 key points to a healthy and happy relationship, and arguing is one of them. The others are mutual respect, agreement on parenting, common goals, values, fun, and equality with money. In fact, author and therapist Dr. Stephanie Sarkis says that if a couple never argues, this may be a sign that something isn't quite right with their union. Arguing helps couples reconsider their values and feelings by addressing and discussing the things that are important to them. However, your argument should be healthy and non-combative. Always try to state your point without name-calling or raising your voice. This is what makes arguing different from full-fledged fighting. 5. Arguments make your connection stronger. When you're arguing with your partner, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. The most valuable thing is that you learn a lot about each other and, even more importantly, about yourself. Small conflicts help both of you reveal your true nature and show each other how to deal with it. Dr. Jennifer Samp is a professor of communication studies at the University of Georgia, and she points out that you shouldn't see arguing as a threat, but as an opportunity for your relationship to evolve. If you manage to overcome all the challenges together, you'll learn how to compromise. This, in turn, will strengthen the bond between you. 4. Fighting relieves your resentment. Being in a relationship isn't that easy. If you care about your partner, you always have to stretch your boundaries. But if they don't do the same for you, you may start to feel resentment. Not standing your ground when it comes to your values may make your partner think that they can have whatever they want, and your resentment will only grow. That's a one-way ticket to an unhealthy relationship. The best way to deal with this problem is to let your negative feelings out and show your partner that you're both equals with your own needs. When you do so, it's important for your partner not to feel defensive, but empathetic and curious to solve this problem together, explains Dr. Alexandra Solomon, clinical assistant professor at Northwestern University's Department of Psychology. 3. Arguing means you're more likely to stay together. According to a 2018 survey of 1,000 adults, the results of which were published in The Guardian, couples who argue are 10 times more likely to stay together longer. New York Times bestselling author Joseph Grenny explains that the biggest mistake couples usually make is avoidance. You often feel that something is wrong, yet say nothing. And this poor communication becomes the most common cause of breakups. Although you may believe that discussing sensitive issues won't do any good for your relationship, that couldn't be further from the truth. Fighting allows you to focus on your problems and to solve them before they get too big. 2. Fighting reveals your passion. Some couples enjoy a good argument because it increases their hormone levels. Subconsciously, those people know that fighting is just a sign of their passion about an issue, and their disagreement will end up in an even stronger makeup. If you want to keep your relationship strong and thriving, it's necessary to let your emotions out from time to time rather than holding them in. At least, that's what Dr. Susan Krauss-Whitbourne, Professor Emerita of Psychological and Brain Sciences at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, has come to find. One thing that's really important is to finish any argument in a positive way. 1. Arguing saves you from boredom. According to clinical psychologist and marriage counselor Dr. Randy Gunther, as you get used to each other and learn to basically read each other's minds, you stop sharing ideas and explaining how you really feel about this or that. But, in fact, even if you've been together for several years, there will always be some things you don't agree on. And that's not bad at all. Constructive conflicts may fuel the spark of your relationship and make it more exciting. Just imagine how boring your life together would be if you both always agreed on everything. So don't panic next time you feel there's going to be an argument between you and your loved one. Instead, try to make it beneficial for your relationship and future life together. Bonus: how to have a healthy fight with your partner. It's important to remember that there's a difference between good fighting and bad fighting. Obviously, only the good one can benefit your relationship. So, here's how to turn your argument into a productive discussion. Respect each other. You're both human beings with your own weak points, so don't put pressure on the things that might irreversibly hurt your partner. Apologize. If you were wrong, just admit it and say that you're sorry. This simple action doesn't make you weak. On the contrary, it'll show your partner that you still care about them. Stick to the point. Never bring up something from one of your previous relationships or your partner's mistakes that you've already let go. You have only one point to talk about, so stick to it. Don't appeal to third parties. Bringing your friends or relatives into your argument may make your partner feel isolated and disrespected. Do your best to solve the problem on your own before addressing outsiders. Do you think arguing is good for couples? Explain your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button to stay on the bright side of life.